the circle for the Noles. Facing off is Alex Coleman. Drops it in front of the plate. Called foul. There is the freshman, Ashton Danley. And you talk about freshman Kaylin coming with the ebbs and flows of a season. A little bit of a rough patch at the beginning, but has really started to find her form as of late.
Well, this Florida State team, the entire left side there, freshmen, right? You've got a freshman pitcher. You also have a freshman pitcher in Mimi Gooden. So there are so many freshmen on this team who are making a big impact. So, of course, at the beginning of the year, they're going to struggle a little bit. I mean, every freshman does. Now they've been able to get acclimated to this environment. Also got an opportunity to get coached a little bit more by this Florida State coaching staff. So now, I mean, they're putting up just some insane numbers.
Yeah, what both coaches told us this week, they're not freshmen anymore. At this point of the season is Ashton Danley. Her gets the strike. 1-2 count to Alex Coleman. We'll take a look at the Tar Heels lineup this evening. Coleman, your prototypical leadoff hitter. Behind her, Skylar Brooks, Settlemeyer, and Onamoen. Sanaa Thompson, Middleton, Emmerling, Myrtle, and Sneed in the ninth. Chopped right up the middle over the glove of Danley. And the first base hit of the evening belongs to the Tar Heels and Alex Coleman.
Alex Coleman has been so hot this year, and that's what she likes to do. She likes to slap. She likes to bunt. We saw her earlier try to lay that bunt down. She's so good at it. She is, I believe, 20 for 21 on stolen bases, something like that. It's a crazy number. So she does a great job in the leadoff position.
Top 50 in the country in stolen bases, and thinks about going instead, holds the brakes. Skylar Brooks, the senior from Miles, Texas. Next up for the Heels. .333 batting this season, 2 for 4 on Tuesday. Lays down the bunt right in front of the plate. Dak out the cover, throws down the first to get Brooks, but will advance Coleman to second.
Nice job by Dak, able to get out there quickly and get that bunt that just drops right in front of the batter's box. Katie Dak, not someone that we've seen a whole lot behind the plate this year. Michaela Edenfield, usually the staple catcher for the Florida State Seminoles. However, did break her finger earlier, about 2 weeks ago, so not behind the plate. We've seen Maddie Fry back there a little bit too as well.
Been a mix for Florida State, but both Dak and Fry have done a great job over the last 9 games, taking over the duties for Michaela Edenfield. Down low, a 2-0 count to Abby Settlemeyer. Her 5th season with North Carolina, a staple for this program. 408 on the year, 4 home runs, 27 RBIs. And a big piece for Megan Smith-Lyon in her first season in Chapel Hill. Here's a 3-0. Hanley able to catch the outside part of the plate. And there is Megan Smith-Lyon hiding behind the pole. Her first season as the head coach of UNC. Former player herself. Grew up about an hour from campus. Her dad, her sister all attended North Carolina. So it runs in the family and in the blood. Settlemeyer able to draw the walk. Now 2 on. Lonnie Alameda will head out to the circle to chat with her freshman pitcher.
Much all year. Other things have had to develop as the season has gone on, but the Seminoles offensively, they have really been on top of things. Nice job by Danley there getting ahead. That first pitch strike on the outside corner.
Facing off, as you said, Caitlin Onomo, one of the most dangerous batters in this Tar Heel lineup. Transfer from Marshall, came over with head coach Megan Smith-Lyon. On the right field line and foul. Danley ahead 0-2 against Onomo, but a phenomenal season last year for Marshall. Ended as a second-team All-American and has continued and picked up right where she left off this season with Carolina. You can see the numbers right there for the senior.
Ooh, nice miss there by Danley.
Trying to go right back to that outside corner.
That pitch, it is low on the outside corner, but that's exactly what you want to throw in that situation when you're ahead 0-2.
Tries to find it again. Outside, mounts the count up.
She's trying to get Owen to chase there, really trying to get her to swing at a pitcher's pitch instead of throwing something over the plate that she could potentially hit.
Two and two to Owen. Off speed too high, now loads the count. Owen 0 for 2 in North Carolina's loss on Tuesday. 4 hits, 5 RBIs in their series last weekend versus Louisville.
That
Started 0-2 and Owen able to work back and load the bases.
Pitch just a little too far outside. Not a bad miss, but got to be a little bit more competitive there when you're in that 3-2 count.
They're trying to find that outside corner now. She'll have to face off with Sanaa Thompson.
We've talked about freshmen having a good year. Sanaa Thompson has had a great freshman season so far.
On the ground, Torres not able to field cleanly. And the first run of the game goes to North Carolina. Alex Coleman able to cross over home plate. And Sanaa Thompson reaches, bases still loaded for the Heels.
This was a chopper over to Torres, and uncharacteristic error there. It looks like it just bounces right off of her glove. So UNC able to score first.
UNC putting on the pressure. And Destiny Middleton steps to the plate. Downstairs from Danley, 2-0 now.
And this is a very scrappy Tar Heels team. You can tell already coming into Joanne Graff with the stadium packed. It's very loud, and they're not backing down at all. They have gone right at this Florida State team.
Big moment for the freshman. Bases loaded. And a 3-0 count to Destiny Middleton. Pumps in a strike. Middleton holding down the hot corner for North Carolina, the Georgia native. Another one for the Heels, having a phenomenal senior season. Swings and misses there, and Danley able to work her way back and load up the count. Three, 2. Chopped on the ground, Flaherty tosses over to Ross, will score a run.
Right there, I mean, that's the right play to make. Flaherty didn't have enough time to make that throw home. She needed to get that for sure out at first.
So Middleton picks up another RBI. her 10th of the season. Carolina up 2-0. 2 runners in scoring position for Isabella Emmerling. Emmerling, the sophomore catcher for the Heels. .333, she's batting on the season. 14 home runs, leads this group. Swings and misses at that one from Danley. Emmerling hit her team-leading 14th home run of the season on Tuesday. Big swing again from Emmerling.
Great pitch by Danley. That beautiful drop ball coming in, and Emmerling, she's swinging right over the top of it.
2 outs and 2 on. Here's the 1-2 from Dan. Emmerling will foul that off. So we'll do it again. 1-2. Beecham moves in, throw to first in time. Able.
Right from the get-go, she has been on fire since she stepped on campus for Florida State.
As mentioned, Kaylee Mudge, the leadoff, her usual role for the Seminoles. The senior from Winter Springs. Takes that pitch inside, 2-0. And Mudge facing off with Kenna-Rae Dart, the sophomore from Mebane, North Carolina. Came in a little bit on Tuesday for the Heels. Does a little bit of everything for Carolina this season.
Kenna-Rae, she has that bulldog mentality in the circle, someone that her defense trusts to get out. She's not afraid to attack hitters, go right at them. She has a really good curve. You're going to see a lot of that east-west, side-to-side movement like we just saw right there. She also has a very good changeup. She's thrown a lot of innings this year for UNC, so definitely someone they look to lead them in the circle.
Over 97 innings pitched for Kenna-Rae. 3-1 to Mudge, ropes that foul. Fills the count up. For Mudge, her 4th straight game with a hit versus Florida, 1 for 3 and an RBI. Off the end of the bat and off the glove of Kenna-Rae. Mudge able to reach safely down the line at first.
I think one of the best words to describe Kaylee Mudge is consistent. Since the latter part of her freshman season, you know what you're going to get from her. She's going to go deep into counts. She's going to see a lot of pitches, and she's going to get on base. No matter how, doesn't matter. Sometimes she hits the long ball. Sometimes she hits line drives to the outfield, and then sometimes she just hits those grounders off the glove of the pitcher and beats it out to first.
Head coach Lonnie Alameda said, we all know what Kaylee Mudge is about. Showing it off there, leading off. As we've talked so far in this broadcast, Jason E. Beecham coming up to the plate. Underneath, into center field, going back is Sneed at the track, makes the play.
Beecham just misses that ball. I thought it was going to be another home run for her. Hits it all the way back to the warning track, and Sneed is there to make the catch.
Any Beecham hit, you got to hold your breath. Carson Sneed able to make the play in center. Now Kenna-Rae will face Kaylee Harding.
like a 1-2 punch in this Florida State lineup, going from Beecham to Harding, a freshman to a senior, both with so much power potential at the plate.
And going back to what Amanda told us before, love what she said about Kaylee Harding and the impact that she's had on Jason E. Beecham. Phenomenal season for Harding last year, setting the doubles record. Senior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 1 for 3 on Wednesday and an RBI, adding 351 on the year. Takes that pitch inside. You said it too, Kaylin, about Kenna Ray. She's got that attack mindset, exactly what Megan Smith told us earlier this week, and the team is just confident in her, and they feed off that confidence and attack mindset in the circle. Harding coming over, Settlemeyer pumps the throw. Harding will reach. 2 aboard for the Noles.
That's a tough play there for Settlemeyer to try and make. She was shading more towards second base, and Harding hits that ball almost in the 5-6 hole. Not super hard either, so it takes Settlemeyer back to that left side, allowing Harding to get to first, and now Kaylee Mudge in scoring position.
In scoring position for another freshman, Issa Torres. Takes a first pitch strike.
Issa Torres had a big hit in the game against Florida, a big home run to put the Seminoles up by a lot.
3-run home run, fouls that one off. Kenna Ray Dark ahead 0-2. To Issa Torres. This is outside.
And if you're a hitter, you like this zone that home plate umpire Dave Reinecker has. It's a bit of a tight zone, not giving the corners, not giving the river, forcing these pitchers to throw it more over the plate.
Off the end of the bat, able to grab is Middleton at third. Myrtle can't grab. Around comes Harding. Here she comes, play at the plate. Out of the glove of Emmerling. And Florida State able to do some damage of their own. Stepping up is Devin Flaherty. Issa Torres over at third. Flaherty, another one of the 6 seniors being honored this weekend for Florida State. And who's really started to come into her own over the last couple weeks, getting back to the Devin Flaherty that Florida State fans have known and loved over her years here.
And honestly, that's just part of playing softball. You're going to have ebbs and flows, highs and lows. It's all about not letting those highs get too high and those lows get too low. Eventually, you're going to come out on the other side, and that's what we're starting to see from Devin Flaherty.
Good pitch from Kenna Ray. Finds the inner half of the plate. Still trying to find that outside corner. Both pitches. 3-1 now to Flaherty. Fouls that one back in a 2-2 the count. Mentioned Flaherty getting back to what Florida State fans have known. She's leading the team with a .463 batting average in her last 20 games. Only hitting .207 in her first 27 games this season. Time called by David Reinecker. Flaherty again, fouls that. On the left field line, 2-2, we'll do it again. Great crowd on hand this Friday evening. Flaherty, Middleton makes the play, there's the throw, not in time. Tar Heels can't believe it. Flaherty showing off the wheels down the line.
And we knew coming into this, Devin Flaherty has speed. She is known for stealing bases, for getting down the line quickly. I mean, it was an incredible play by Middleton, that grab. She takes a little bit of time getting up, though, and Flaherty, I believe she made it to the bag safely.
Able to score a run with it. It's Isa Torres coming home, ties the game 2-2. And a new face back in the lineup for Florida State. Michaela Edenfield makes her return after a 9-game absence, breaking her finger in Game 3 in the Louisville series. We mentioned Maddie Fry and Katie Dack filling in catching duties behind the plate. Now Edenfield, the DP in today's contest, so probably still some time before we see her behind the dish. But for a lineup that's been as hot as they've been over the last couple of weeks, to add a bat in Michaela Edenfield.
And it's incredible to even see Edenfield back in the lineup this soon. It's only been a little over 2 weeks since she broke her finger and had surgery. But, I mean, right away, she was in therapy, trying to get back as quickly as she could so that she could help her team. And the other day in practice, they said that she was doing what she has been doing all year long, which is hitting bombs over the fence. So they're excited to have her back in the lineup. That ball skips away from Emmerling, so now Devin Flaherty in scoring at second.
So now for Michaela Edenfield, runner in scoring position, the junior out of Sneeze, Florida. Adding .398 before her injury, 11 home runs. Fouls off that pitch. Was leading the team in home runs before this run from Jason E. Beecham. The last couple of games.
You can see that finger, index finger on her throwing hand taped up.
Edenfield underneath. Skied back foul. I can imagine, Kaylin, what that's like, having to grip the bat, play through that injury. Obviously, Edenfield is tough as they come, but you mentioned the work that she's been doing to try and get back as soon as possible.
And honestly, I mean, yes, it's no fun trying to grip the bat, I'm sure, with a broken finger, but the finger that it is, it's probably the best finger it could be to grip a bat.
And Edenfield makes her return, puts it into right field, around comes Flaherty. She scores, and just like that, welcome back. Number 50, and Kenna Ray. She faces Florida State center fielder Janai Kirk. Edenfield back, rocking her makeup as always, and check that out. 24 of 38, 63% of her hits resulted in a run scored prior to the injury, and again, just picking up right where she left off.
Having her back in the lineup, so important, so big for this Florida State team, especially being a junior, just that upperclassman who has been to 2 different World Series, won an ACC championship.
Kerr to the opposite field, going back, it's gone!
Janai Kerr goes yard for the Seminoles, scoring Edenfield and now herself. Florida State having a big inning here with 2 outs.
Well, it was a 12 spot.
But it is a work in progress, so may not see it that often.
Check down to first, and Anthony Small says Katie Dack didn't go around, called a ball. Harris, another pitcher, Megan Smith told us, that has that attack mindset. You see her numbers, 6-2 on the year, 27 ERA. And 8th in the Seminoles batting order, Katie Dack. The catcher this evening for the Noles. Big hack from Dack. One and two the count to the junior.
Harris really needs to get her team back in the dugout here. Try to get some more offensive production rolling for the Tar Heels. There's that changeup that we talked about, just a bit high and outside.
Trying to find the outside of the plate. Here's a 3-2. Back to center field. Snead underneath. Makes the grab. 13 wins this season, 3rd in the ACC. She's been entrusted in the circle all throughout this season, making her team-high 17th start this evening for the Noles. And even in ACC play, 2.64 ERA in 53 innings for Danley. Really starting to find her form as of late. In the 8th spot for North Carolina, Carly Myrtle, the junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Two-way player for the Heels. Batting .246 on the year, 2 homers. Myrtle on a 4-game hit streak. Hitting every single game over the weekend versus Louisville. Fouls that. Holds the count, fills the count, 2-2.
Florida State running off of a high from that last inning where they scored 5 runs. UNC looking to get that momentum back on their side, hoping to get things rolling here offensively.
Danley misses in front of the plate, fills the count, 3-2. You see Myrtle, her last 8 games, .333 batting average. 2 for 3 on Tuesday. Myrtle gets a piece in the left field. It's gone. Carly Myrtle answers the call, a home run, and her 3rd of the season.
The junior definitely getting things started again offensively for her team. Exactly what I said they needed to do, coming off to try and shift that momentum. I said this earlier, this Tar Heels team is scrappy. They are not ready to go down without a fight. They got punched last inning, and Myrtle comes up and she punches right back. A line drive shot over left field.
How about this? Home run celebration. This is incredible.
This scares me a little bit.
Superman. Gotta love it. You know, I saw a couple of those pictures on their website and the team photos. Pretty incredible photos you could imagine you get from a celebration like that. That pitch hits Carson Snead. She'll be all right as she trotted down to first.
You can see Devin Flaherty comes up, puts her arm around Danley, kind of walks her out past the circle, telling her, hey, it's okay, you've got this. Settle down, come back, do what you do. And that's that senior leadership that we're talking about. We've got a few seniors on this Florida State team. They're celebrating them this weekend.
A big job for Devin Flaherty all season with 2 freshmen also in the infield, and Amaya Ross staying in at first base this year. There is Amaya. A terrific infield all year defensively, even on the other side too for North Carolina. Both of these infields have been fantastic this season defensively. Hanley facing Alex Coleman again. Started off the game with a single. Again, just your prototypical leadoff hitter. No home runs on the season, but she does everything else. 447. He's hitting on the year 19 ribbies.
Coleman, yeah, just your prototypical leadoff. She does a great job of seeing a lot of pitches. She doesn't really hit for power. We're going to see her slap, bunt, drag bunt, do whatever she can. But the difference is she's not a traditional slapper. She can hit it all over the field.
Coleman, another coming over from Marshall at the transfer. A play on the line. Ross takes a shot from Coleman. They're going to call her out and send Snead back over to first.
Definitely an obstruction there. Coleman, I mean, runs right into Ross as Ross is trying to make that play. Doesn't attempt to get out of the way at all. She, I mean, just basically football trucks her as Ross is trying to field that bunt.
NFL draft season right now.
Yeah.
On the ground, Flaherty flips to Ross. 2 down.
Good communication there by Flaherty and Ross. I mean, that's a little tap slap. Flaherty able to come up and field it. Ross has to try to get back to first base quickly, and she does.
Good play by the right side of Florida State's infield. It's Carson Snead on second. With 2 outs here in the top of the second. Abby Settlemeyer at the dish again. A walk for her back in the first. Settlemeyer 3-0, a great story with the Brad Senior and Settlemeyer. Started every game for the Tar Heels in 2019 and 2020, then tore her ACL a week out from the 2021 season. And then the next season got injured again in 2022. Came back healthy in 2023, was the first season she really had been fully healthy since 2020. And was a first-team All-ACC selection as Carolina's second baseman. Really been phenomenal there for them in the infield, and talk about that leadership and communication too.
She's a great ball player. She really does help lead the infield for the Tar Heels. Danley coming all the way back now, 3-2 against Settlemeyer. Really important for her to close this out here.
Big moment. 3-2. Ashton Danley. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Danley. The Tar Heels, though, able to catch up and notch up. First pitch upstairs from Harris, and we've been talking about it throughout the broadcast already. Florida State over the last couple of weeks, talking about April madness, 13-1 record, and just take a look at the stats, especially the RPI.
That one's my favorite. Number 26 on April 1st, now at number 12.
Ross off the end of the bat and into left field. First hit of the game for the junior.
Great way to start things off by Ross. Just a little flare into the outfield, but what they needed to get things going. And Amaya Ross is very dangerous when she gets on the bases. The speed is immaculate.
23 of 24 stealing bases this season for Ross, where she really got her start with Florida State, primarily pinch running, and this season exceeding all expectations, putting the work and reaping the benefits. Kaylee Mudge a single in her first AB in the first. Mudge, another player, a little bit injured coming into this season, slowed down by an off-season surgery, but back at the top of the lineup where she's been known and a staple for Florida State. Leadoff hitter in 29 of the last 30. You said before Kaylin, just Kaylee Mudge things.
Kaylee Mudge, she had a little bit of trouble with her ankle earlier in the season. Had to take a few games off. I know that was really hard for her. She's somebody who wants to be able to help her team all the time, but now, like you said, back to being a staple in this lineup, super consistent.
Ross takes off, throw from Emmerling, not in time, so the 24th stolen base of the season for Amaya.
Amaya is one of the fastest softball players I have ever seen. Beautiful, 24 for 25.
Mudge into center field. He makes the play, throw to third. A good one. Not able to beat the speed of Amaya Ross.
Like I just said, it's just incredible. Like, her speed is so insane to me. I remember the first time I ever watched her, and I was sitting in the stands, and she turned what normally would have been like a single into a triple. And I was like, oh my gosh, who is this kid?
Coach Lonnie Alameda said also, there's fast and then there's smart fast. And that's what Amaya Ross has proven throughout her whole career, especially this season. She's really been improving. Take a look at some of her ranks in the ACC this year. Second in triples, stolen bases, and tied for second in runs. What a great impact she has been for Florida State this year. Beecham. Good piece into the road, just foul.
We talked before the game about being a little worried for the band over there with a lot of foul balls going that direction. That one kind of scared me a little bit. I thought it might go into one of the drums over there.
Florida State Marching Chiefs here at the Seminole Softball Complex. making their way around the Diamond Sports in Tallahassee. A couple of games with Florida State baseball. Now here with softball.
That pitch on the outside corner, he is not going to give it. He's not going to give that corner. Pitcher's got to be able to adjust.
They're called a strike. Phil's count back to 2-2.
Florida State fans not happy with that strike call. It's at the letters. I mean, that is the top of the zone.
Full count and 1 out for Jason E. Beecham and Maya Ross on third. Nikki Harris coming in the first. Get out of the inning. Freshman versus freshman. Foul back. 462 batting average with runners in scoring position this season for Jason Beecham.
It's crazy. It's a crazy stat, especially for a freshman. I love it.
Team home runs, RBIs, hits, and batting average. Right back to Harris, knocks it down, looks at home, can't make a play. Pats her chest afterwards, said, my bad. A bang play, a hard shot ball right back up at her. Florida State able to score another. They're up 6-3.
Beecham, she hits a hard ground ball right back at Harris, and it pops out of her glove. I don't think she was ready to field a ground ball there, and right there she says, my fault, my bad. It's tough. I mean, I can speak from experience. When a ball gets hit right back at you that hard, it's the reaction time that you have to be able to field that and throw it. It's difficult.
And then decide in that moment with a runner sprinting home which way you should go.
Yeah, and I mean, in that situation, when it's Ross, the speed of a Maya Ross, you want to try to just get that for sure out. So you always, in that situation, you want to go to first.
Beecham ruled a single. Back to the pitcher. Maya Ross able to score. Another run for her this season. Nikki Harris will face off with Ocho. Kaylee Harding. Single and a run for her back in the first inning. Right back at her, Harris. Tops in a strike.
Looks like Harris maybe having a hard time seeing the signs over at the dugout with the sun right in her eyes.
Harding gets around. That one got closer.
That one was closer to the band.
Just protect the instruments and yourself, of course.
They should have brought some gloves with them.
Yeah.
Been ready to catch it.
2-2 the count to Kaylee Harding. Underneath, moving back, calling for it. In right field is Coleman. Charging in to make the play. Skylar Brooks creeping onto the outfield grass, but a good play from Coleman to call her off. 2 away.
Yeah, she had to run in from deep right field to make that catch.
Fielder's choice for Issa Torres, her last time up, an RBI. Just continuing another hot streak for the freshman. Coming into this game with 15 RBIs over her last 7. How about 4 for last 5 games, 3+ RBIs. A lot of production coming off the bat of the freshman Issa Torres.
Honestly, the freshmen on this team, I mean, they hit the jackpot with these freshmen. Jason Beecham, Issa Torres, now 2 freshmen on the top 25 watch list for Freshman of the Year.
Florida State came into this season number 3rd ranked freshman class in the country, and clearly it's been showing all year. Jason Beecham, one at the plate, Issa Torres. One and 2 to the freshman.
You can tell Harris, she really wanted that pitch, that smile on her face. That's what I always did when I wanted a pitch that I didn't get called.
Feeling like a game you're playing with the home plate umpire.
Kind of sometimes, yeah. You're like, oh man, that's a good pitch. Wish you would call it.
The off-speed charging in is Thompson. Foul territory. Makes the grab. Facing off against Autumn Owen. Able to draw a walk her first at bat. Upstairs in the zone. 1-1 the count.
Coach Smith-Lyon had a lot of great things to say about Autumn Owen as a player. She was a transfer from Marshall, so she was able to experience her from her freshman year all the way up until now. She followed her when she got the coaching job over at UNC. She's from North Carolina, same with Alex Cole, so it was kind of like them coming home to UNC, to North Carolina.
Upstairs from Danley, but pretty incredible too for Owen. Last year at Marshall, broke her leg and ankle in the fall, was doubtful she was even going to play, and then ends up out there for game 1 and finishes as an All-American. And head coach told us, she said, Megan Smith, that's all you need to know about Autumn Owen.
I love hearing stories like that about players who have to battle through injury to be able to play, coming back, having success. We talked about Kaylee Mudge on the other side of the field, having that ankle injury. Now Michaela Edenfield breaking her finger just 2 weeks ago, now already back in the game hitting. I love that. I love players that are resilient, that have that fight, that don't want to back down or give up no matter what the circumstances are.
Danley again trying to find that outside corner, similar to the last time these two faced.
Pitch is right at the knees on the outside corner. We know, though, he's not calling that. He's not going to call it. I like it. I'm a pitcher. I'm all for it, but.
On the ground, Torres over to first, 1 away.
Nice play by Torres. Has to run over a little bit to get that. Nice, easy throw.
Great. That short this season for Florida State. Off speed from Danley. In for a strike against Sanaa Thompson.
And that's something that Ashton Danley needs to be able to throw to pair with that drop ball. She's struggled throwing it just a little bit. We've seen it up in the zone. We've seen it do stuff like that too. But when that pitch is on, she is on fire. So if she can, figure out what's going on with that changeup and then be able to pair it with that drop, She's almost unstoppable.
That's really been the pitch in some of her best outings this season. You could clearly see that she's working so well with that change, and part of the reason why she's been getting so much better as of late. Freshman versus freshman matchup. Again, it was a common theme. Thompson drops that into left field. She'll get down to first. Continuing a great season is Sanaa. 48 hits for her now. That's the most by a Tar Heel freshman since Taylor Wyke in 2015. Middleton tries to lay down the bunt. How about those ranks among D1 freshmen this season? On base percentage and batting average both rank within the top 10. Smith told us both too, Kaylin. They got to watch her before they got to Chapel Hill and see their incoming class and what to expect. And they said from the moment they watched, they identified pretty quickly that she was going to have a great career and a great season at North Carolina.
That's right. Coach Smith said that she wanted to go watch the incoming freshmen. She wanted to know what they were going to have. And they said that as soon as they saw her, they knew that she was going to be successful. They knew that she was going to make a big impact as a Tar Heel.
Certainly has this season. You saw those stats and where she ranks. Flaherty makes the tag, makes the throw. A double play, all courtesy of the senior, Devin Flaherty. Making it happen in first trip into Tallahassee. And with more on that, let's send it back over to Amanda.
Thanks, guys. Home field advantage has certainly been evident for the Seminoles, having lost only 5 total home games this season so far. Ranked number 16 out of all Division I softball programs for average attendance last season, this program certainly prides itself in the support from the Seminole faithful. UNC coach told me that every time she's played her coach here, the atmosphere and overall energy has been electric. Her team is excited for the opportunity to play in this infectious environment, but she has reminded them to maintain their focus and play the way they know how. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Amanda. And I think that was evident in our conversations we had with Megan Smith earlier this week, obviously coming into Tallahassee for the first time as a head coach of North Carolina. But just what she wants to do for the culture of this program. And Kaylin, the one thing I think I loved the most was love. And that was the big word that she was saying. She wants her team to love the game, love each other, and love the relationships and the communication that they're having with one another. That's the big thing for them, just trying to create a family within this program.
I think that's so important too. You want your girls to love each other. You want them to love the culture, the program, the university. And in my experience, when you have a coaching staff that wants you to experience all of those things.
And a phenomenal double play on the North Carolina infield. Another part of this team that Megan Smith has been so pleased with this year. Able to get Flaherty and Edenfield 2 down.
Edenfield hits a hard ground ball back up the middle, but Settlemeyer able to make the play herself, stepping on the bag and then making that throw over to first. And that goes right into what I was saying before that play. Your team plays better when they're having fun and when they're loving what they're doing, when they're loving their program and their coaches. They want to play well for coaches that they care about. And I think that's also reflected in the Florida State Seminoles. These girls love Lonnie and she loves them, and I know that from experience. We want to play well for Coach Alameda. We always wanted to win for her.
Skied into the air. Ranging over as Myrtle makes the play. 3 outs. RBIs. Now tied with Amber Parrish. 5th most RBIs in a single season in North Carolina's program history. Semmerling's got a thing for hitting home runs too. Started off her career last year. First career hit, not just a home run, it was a walk-off and a grand slam. Over to third base, Beecham makes the throw across. That's Semmerling in 1 out.
Nice play by Beecham to start off this inning. She made that look really easy. That's actually a pretty difficult play to make, having to backhand it and turn and throw to first.
So here's Carly Myrtle. Fantastic last at bat. Her 3rd home run of the season. Keep building some momentum for her team. It's that foul, 1-1. Here's another look at that home run from Myrtle.
And she hits a line drive shot over left field fence to take back one of the runs that Florida State had previously taken, and then Superman's into this home run celebration.
Again, what a fantastic home run celebration. Again, Myrtle, right center, Kurt, feeling for the wall, able to make the play at the track. 2 down here for Florida State.
This inning going a little bit smoother than previous innings for the Florida State defense. Already with 2 outs. Last inning for UNC, also a quick and easy defensive outing. I think the pitchers are really starting to settle in now. Defense playing well behind them.
No doubt. Run in each frame through the first 2. Scoreless in the 3rd. Danley trying to go back-to-back. Scoreless frames, fouled back, 0-2. The count to Carson Snead. Tries to get her to go around, check down to third. Kurt Claw-Witter says she didn't go. Hey-time chance, Seminole faithful. And they get it. Danley. Innings, and Nikki Harris, who came in to replace the starter, Kenna Ray Dark, at the end of the first.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit steadier outings now from both pitchers. Right here we can see UNC pitching this season. Some of the numbers that they had going on throughout the year.
Across the board, number of players, 5 with 30-plus innings pitched, and a lot of different arms making impacts for the Tar Heels this season.
And honestly, that's the way that softball is going right now. It is almost impossible to make it through an entire season with only one, or well, definitely not one, but with 2 pitchers. You need at least 3, in my opinion, to be able to make it through this season. The technology now is so much better. It has made such a big impact. Film, hotter bats.
And that's the biggest thing, hotter bats, and to see all the freshmen around the game this year as we take a look at UNC pitching coach, Maddie Holub. Holub, another that came over from Marshall, along with Corey Lyon as well on that staff. Harris behind 3-1 to Katie Dack. too high, and Dak will draw the walk. Well, she showed off her speed the last time out. Working away all the way around the diamond. Came home to score. Now Amaya Ross back up. Runner on first and no outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
We haven't seen a whole lot of power numbers from Ross recently. At the beginning of the year, she was absolutely on fire, hitting home runs and line drives left to right. She can definitely do it. Earlier in this game, we saw her hit just a little flare out to the outfield.
8 home runs on the season, as you mentioned, Caitlin. A lot of those coming in the first month or two. Four doubles and 6 triples, tied for second in the country. Slaps that under the glove of Settlemeyer. A base hit for Amaya Ross, and 2 on for the Noles.
Florida State passing the bat now. Dak leading off with a walk. Amaya Ross now with the single and leading off the top of the lineup. Kaylee Mudge back at the plate.
Third time around the order. Flew out to center. Back in the second, Kaylee Mudge. Shows the bunt. One for 2 on the night. On a tear herself. Mudge in the Notre Dame series a couple weeks ago, 7 for 10 in that one. Just over the last 8 games, hitting .464. Slaps that over the glove of Myrtle, and slipping in the infield is Skylar Brooks. Couldn't find her footing to make a play. And the bases are loaded for Jasony Beecham.
Kaylee Mudge could not have hit that into a more perfect spot to be able to move runners over. I mean, hits a hard chopper. This is a slap here that we haven't seen Mudge do a whole lot of. Honestly, the UNC defense probably wasn't expecting. Right there, that speaks to it. Coach Lyons said that Harris is not afraid to attack hitters. She's not afraid of the big moments. And right there, I mean, just going right at Beecham for first pitch strike.
Tries to change it up. Ball rolling to the backstop. Memmerling able to get on top. Runners stay. Back on third, Ross on second, Kaylee Mudge on first. Here's the 1-1 to Beecham.
Harris really wanted that pitch on the outside corner. It makes sense. She wants to get ahead of Beecham. She's hit 6 home runs in her last 7 games.
Capped off that incredible 4th inning for Florida State with a 3-run homer. Beecham, right center. Snead underneath, tagging up his Dak. So a sac fly for the freshman. And loud outs for Beecham all evening. And another run for Florida State. Runners on the corner, they're up 7-3.
Beecham got a similar hit earlier in the game. Unfortunately for her, there were no runners on then, but fortunately for her, there were runners on this time. So that sac fly scores. Another run puts Florida State up by 4 runs now. And Kaylee Harding steps up to the plate.
Harding flew out to right field. Swings at the first pitch. Settlemeyer fields. Throw over to first in time. 2 away, but another run will cross the plate. That's Amaya Ross. 8-3 Florida State.
Again, Kaylee Harding probably not the hit she wanted, but still able to score a run for the Seminoles.
Harding adding to her totals, 51st RBI of the season for Beecham. It was number 54. And their top 2 on the list, in number 3 is number 3, Issa Torres at the plate. Fielder's choice for Issa in the first, an RBI. Still looking for her first hit. 0-2. High and wide from Harris. Emlyn trying to bring it inside. Called a ball, 2-2. There's bases loaded and no outs. Nikki Harris was facing Jason E. Beecham, trying to limit the damage. Noles are able to get 2 runs across.
You can see that competitiveness in Harris right now. She wants those pitches to be called for strikes.
Torres, opposite field, tops it. Oh, it's over the wall.
Issa Torres does it again for the Seminoles, twice this week. And the Florida State fans are up on their feet. They are celebrating. This pitch up in the zone, and Torres able to launch it over the fence. The Seminoles now leading by 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Florida State known for having those big innings. They are definitely doing that now, having a big inning in the first, scoring 5 runs. Now a big inning in the 4th, scoring 4. One more run, and we could see a potential run roll here.
In this offense, we've been talking about it throughout this entire night, how dominant they've been. Another 10-run game for Florida State. That's the 15th of the season. They only did that 8 times last year, a team that was a national runner-up. But plenty of firepower from that crew. Another night where they're putting it on display. One and 1 to Devin Flaherty. Into center field, good play. Reveal all the secrets before we had to cut away.
Yeah, definitely some kind of secret pregame ritual, something they probably say or do as outfielders that they don't want anyone else to know.
But Mudge, another one of 6 seniors honored this weekend. Loved hearing from Kaylee Mudge. And with more on her, let's send it back over to Amanda Golson.
Thanks, guys. Kaylee Mudge is a name synonymous with leadership. She's frequently hit in the leadoff position. Her infectious energy lights up the field, and she's known to deliver in big situations. This wasn't always the case. She entered the program as a timid freshman seeking perfection. She attributes her early growth to the group of impactful seniors during her early years, leaders who she now emulates for the younger players beneath her. She said this year she focused on using her voice, a trait she's begun to see rub off on others since. She said this group makes her job easy as they've bought into the culture of the program since day one and have listened every step of the way. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Amanda. And yeah, that's definitely clear what Florida State's been able to do this year, right into the glove of Devin Flaherty for the first out here in the top of the 5th. But for Devin Flaherty, too, and Kaylee Mudge, I mean, we talk so much about this phenomenal freshman class. I mean, what a voice they've been able to have.
Definitely. I mean, this freshman class, you can see that they've come in and they've done great and just really assimilated into this culture easily. You can tell they've bought into this program, and that makes the seniors' job easy. And that quote that she made, it definitely pulls at my heartstrings.
Beecham, another good play. That third comes in, and 2 outs.
It pulls at my heartstrings because I was the senior class that she was talking about. And when Mudge came in, she was a cute little timid freshman, didn't have a whole lot to say, but she really came into her own towards the end of that season. And then we finished at the Women's College World Series, Kaylee Mudge setting a record at the World Series. And it looks like that will be the day for Ashton Danley. We'll see Emma Wilson when we come back.
Well, Ashton Danley's day is over after 4 innings. Emma Wilson, the one to replace for the Noles. For Wilson, came in to replace Mimi Gooden on Wednesday versus the Gators. Registered her 3rd win of the season. Senior out of Dallas, Georgia.
Wilson, she's going to throw a lot of east to west with a curveball. She's got a little bit of a rise, a little bit of a drop. Going to stay in that low to mid 60s range. She's another one of those seniors that we've been talking about on this special weekend, celebrating them and everything that they've done and been a part of in this Florida State Seminoles program.
Senior year for Emma, the most innings pitched that she's had in a year. Maybe one of the better outings so far for her last week versus Alabama State. 4 1/3, only allowed 2 hits, no earned. Here's the line from Ashton Danley, and again, a couple of runs through the first 2 frames, but got it together and held it down through 4 2/3. Wilson pumps in her first strike. Abby Settlemeyer. Walk in the first and a strikeout the last time she was up. Underneath, Beecham into foul territory against the dugout and makes the play. That she's done all year. Knowles head.
Racing against Michaela Edenfield.
Edenfield looking similar to how she picked up her first hit and her first at-bat back. Called a ball, though. Here are the numbers for Wilson on the season. Her 6th appearance. Nice looking off speed, though. Freezes Edenfield.
Yeah, that was a pretty nasty changeup coming in at 53 miles per hour.
No earned runs and only 2 hits allowed in her last 2 appearances. Her first 3 starts gave up at least 2 earned, so a little bit more run towards the end of the season for Wilson.
And the Noles seeking to score 1 more run here to come away with a run rule win. Always sets a pretty good tone on the weekend when you can run rule in game 1 on Friday.
A lot of run rule fashion victories for the Noles. Trying to go back to that change. Wilson upstairs, 3-1 to Edenfield.
And Wilson, she has an interesting windup. I've never really seen anybody do that before. She brings the ball into her glove, then brings it back out when she starts to go into her circle. But it's like at the front of her glove. I've just never seen anything like that before. It's interesting. I'm going to be watching
something that
her.
She's got to be comfortable with, I could assume.
Oh, yeah.
And a swing and a miss from Edenfield. Wow, what a pitch. Janelle Wilson comes into the game and strikes out.
Edenfield with an absolute daddy hack, almost loses the bat there. That pitch came in at 45 miles per hour. So the previous pitch that we thought was her changeup, it came in at 53. So she's obviously throwing two different pitches, that are both off speed.
Back with some more velo, right back to her. Throw over to first, so 2 down. Janelle Wilson in North Carolina.
Now 2 outs already. Katie Dack stepping up to the plate.
And Katie Dack with 2 outs will face Janelle Wilson. For Dack, there were no hits in the month of April, and now the past couple of games, 3 hits over her last 2. A walk for her back in the 4th.
And the Seminoles, they're going to have to wait on these pitches. Even her velo staying around 57 to 59 miles per hour, which is slower than the previous 2 pitchers who were staying mid to low 60s. And that's that off speed.
What a pitch. Wilson's cooking with the off speed. Out of the zone.
I mean, that pitch, it just falls right out of the zone. Katie Dack not happy that she swung at that pitch.
Dack. Fouls back, 1-2. Wilson, though, only a couple of appearances to come in right now. The first 2 batters. Hefty crowd on hand.
I would love to know what pitch she's throwing in that like 50 to 53 range. I can't tell exactly what it is at the moment, but I would love to know. I mean, she's throwing 3 different speeds right now.
Check down to Anthony Small. Back didn't go around, loads the count up. The payoff to Katie Dack. Underneath. Sneed calling off. Underneath to make the play. But Janelle Wilson gets it. First time she'll face Autumn Owen. Swings at the second pitch, Torres. Good looking play, 1 away.
Wilson throws that pitch on the inside part of the plate. Jams up Owen. Issa Torres able to make the easy play and throw over to first for out number 1.
One out in Sanaa Thompson. An RBI for her in the first and a single her last at bat.
Nice rise ball there by Wilson.
Wilson right back to it, 0-2.
She is going at these hitters. Wilson not afraid to attack early in the count. I love to see it.
Oh, 2 to Thompson. Into left field, Mudge. Couple of steps, 2 outs.
Kaylee Mudge making the easy play over in left field. Emma Wilson being extremely efficient.
You heard it in a little segment we had mic'd up with Kaylee Mudge just waving over to the Marching Chiefs. She was pretty hyped up that they're here and supporting.
It's so cool. I love to see them.
Center field, Harp. Full extension. Freshman subbing in center for Janai Kerr. Hustling in, just not able to make the play.
It was close. I think she may have even got the glove on it a little bit, but I love to see the hustle. I mean, that's a tough play. She was shaded over to the left, tried to run in and make that catch. She's another freshman that has, I mean, taken full advantage of every opportunity she's been given this season. She's someone who is going to play a big role next year for the Seminoles with Kaylee Mudge graduating.
No doubt, someone Lonnie Alameda said will be a big power kid for us in her career. Runner goes, throw. It's in time. Behind the dish. She already 8 games, or 8 runs, excuse me, ahead of that pace from the 2016 team.
Definitely a possibility. This team scores a lot of runs. A lot of power numbers, a lot of home run numbers, a lot of doubles, triples.
19 of their last 20 they've won. 10 out of those 19 wins coming via the run rule. And here's another chance for the Noles to make it 11. Two singles, 2 runs for Amaya Ross tonight. Straight up the gut. Make it 3 hits for Amaya. Just a steady bat.
Yeah, have a day, Amaya Ross. Consistency at the plate. 3 for 3 on the day.
That is one thing to mention too. Batting in the 9-hole tonight is Amaya Ross, a whole new spot for her. Certainly paying off. 3 for 3. On the ground, trying to make the tag is Myrtle. She can't throw to third. Not in time. Ross took a shot, sliding in under Destiny Middleton. A check between both of them, they're all good.
I was just about to say, I think having Ross in the 9 spot is so smart because it turns over the lineup. Kaylee Mudge, though, look at this hustle. Myrtle tries to make the play before she actually has the ball. You see here, it wasn't fully in her glove. And Amaya Ross with that heads-up base running. Thankfully, no one got hurt on that play. That was a close one.
Absolutely. Also a good job from Destiny Middleton, able to jump off the bag and grab that ball. If not, would have led Amaya Ross home and ended the game. Instead, it's runners on the corners. Megan Smith lying out to chat with her pitcher, Janelle Wilson.
But having Ross at the bottom of the lineup, like I said, able to turn it over for Kaylee Mudge. And then you've got the power. You've got Jaysoni Beecham. And obviously Ross does a good job of getting on base. She's 3 for 3 today, so now you have 2 runners on for Beecham. It's great strategy.
So Florida State leading by 7. One more run would end this contest. Another run rule for Florida State. Janelle Wilson trying to keep it alive for the Heels. Last time Beecham stepped up to the plate, similar situation, no outs, but bases were loaded then. Sac fly, RBI for Jaysoni. 2 RBIs on the afternoon for her, slowly creep into that freshman record.
And twice tonight, I mean, she's hit 2 balls that she just missed. Just got under, hit 2 to the warning track. Coach Travis Wilson over there making plays of his own at third base.
All right, Ross getting a kick of that, as did the fans.
I mean, that's not a soft ball. He feels that on the side of his body. Great form.
Well, that. Beecham, no doubt. Run rule for the Noles. 7 of 8 last game with a home run for the freshman. No bat is hotter in the country.
I have no words, absolutely no words for Jaysoni Beecham. She is a